Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. How are you all doing, guys? Hope everybody is doing really well. Really well indeed, guys. We're here to give you another Manchester City news update. And what we're going to talk about today, guys, we're going to talk basically about the player ratings. I know might not be a lot of people in tonight because obviously there's a game of some games of Champions League football. So some people may not join us. Fair dues, no issues there. But I'm not going to do a late stream, and I didn't want to do an early one. So we're here to do this at 9 o'clock. Faris, hey, Faris, how you doing, mate? Hope you're very well, mate. Hope you're very well, Faris. I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping because you know how it is. You know how it is, Faris. People come on. The children are still knocking about, so I just had to deal with some of them. So I hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed. I think you did the video from Patrick that I put out this morning. It's gone down very well indeed. Very well indeed. I'm really pleased about that. And Patrick, it was a good old chat on Monday night. You know, we were there. Started at 10 o'clock at night. So committed, guys. We committed to the cause. But I really hope you enjoyed that. And we're here. Yeah, we'll do the play ratings. I'm just doing some tidying ups. Andy Pandy's back, but anyway, who cares? Hey, Queen versus King, nice to have you back. I hope it's going to be a regular thing now that you're back with us. But it is good to have you knocking about again. It's good to have. I was actually looking at an old video. I was looking at something I did last year on Joao Felix. And I was looking through the comments to see who was knocking around and who's disappeared. So a lot of people have gone. Oh, the Pandy's back. Let's deal with that. Really, there are some. I'll say this again. I'll say it every time. There are some really, really sad people out there. Really sad. But they think they get some sort of perverse, sadistic pleasure. Is it sadistic? Well, they must be hurting themselves. They get some pleasure out of this, guys. But Taki is not dead. I don't know. I don't think it's dead, but you have to change it around. Tommy, how you doing, Tommy? Hope you're well. How you wouldn't get it? You were there when I was looking through my notes last year, through my videos from last year. Zipo Butaliz, what do you think of our front three in last night's game? That's fantastic, man. Fantastic. Let's see if Pep plays them again this weekend, and let's see how they do against Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United could well pose as a bigger threat than Marseille. Hey, Mr. Olp, how you well? I hope you're well. The match today and went biking after. Hey, when you're young and free. And you've got to enjoy your time. Kalispira, Alexandros, I hope you find Messi have a new contract. I don't think so. Yet. There's a lot to do. I'll get to you, Queens versus King. I saw that. Messi's new contract. There's a lot to be decided. Look, did you see Messi after the towards the end of the El Clasico? He was right cheesed off. He's not happy. The quality's not there. With them. Okay, so that's an issue. And, you know, unless he gets someone he likes as a manager, unless someone like Xavi comes in as manager, I mean, that means get rid of Koeman. Unless the president is somebody he likes, you know, what's going to keep him there? I think the main thing that will keep Messi in Barcelona is his family. They are crying, the kids. They do not want to leave Barcelona. Now, the way I think you get around that is don't leave Barcelona. As in, don't leave where you live. Don't take the kids out of school or anything like that. And just, okay, COVID's an issue. If this is still going on next year, that's a huge problem. COVID might keep him in Barcelona because my solution is just fly between Manchester and Barca. Fly, you know, private jets these days. You can come to, you know, Manchester, play the game on France. For instance, you've got a game on a Wednesday. I mean, he could do this, and you have a day off. If the match is on a Sunday, you can, you got to find a way. And I mean, look, I've done it. I have done the crazy things. I remember I used to fly to Dubai on a Thursday night from Manchester. I used to fly to Dubai. I remember all this. Qatar Airways on a Thursday night, and you stop over in Doha for a few hours. I think 4 or 5 hours, and you arrive. I used to arrive in Dubai about 6:30 in the morning. So you've got the full day ahead of you. You've got all Friday, all Saturday, all Sunday. And I think we used to fly back on Monday morning. And I used to arrive at 9 o'clock. So, I mean, that's a long way to go. How far is Manchester to Barcelona? An hour and a half, tops? Something like that. So, you could just get in a private jet, go from the ground to Manchester Airport. And now, within 3 hours of the game finishing, you could be in Barcelona. You might have the next day off, and then you fly back in the following evening. You can do it like that. So I think they would fiddle it around for him. You shattered Queen versus King. Andy says Gabby will be back this week. Well, look, Andy knows more than everybody else, And Andy's he's a guy in the know. He's a guy in the know. Was it last year that he said Cancelo isn't coming? Was it Cancelo or Rodri? One of the two. Even though he was in the air, flying over. It's for his medical. But he kept saying he's not coming. He's not coming. That's what people told me. He's not coming. Andy doesn't believe any of that. But he's in the know. Everybody's desperate to tell him their little secrets. What Pep said he said Gabby will be 7 to 10 days. Gabby will be 7 to 10 days. I think that was on Friday. Was it on Monday? The way I look at Gabriel Jesus, I'm looking at Olympiacos. Now, if he comes back early, I think it's too much of a risk, personally. So we'll see. I'm not saying he will or will not, but I put it out on Twitter that he'll be ready to face Liverpool. That's how I see it. I expect him to get a few minutes against Olympiacos. Maybe he comes back against Sheffield United. But Pep said 7 to 10 days. So I look at that as 7 days. Sheffield United is touch and go. I've said 50-50. We've scored the most goals since 17-18 in the Premier League. How is the tactic dead? Oh, no. You need more than scoring goals, Faris. We scored the most goals last season. Certainly didn't win the league. So I think it's got to evolve. Everything's got to evolve. Do you think it's going to all depend on who get in? For instance, if we bring Messi, I don't see a future for Mahrez. If we bring Messi in, our forward line is like KDB, Ferran Torres, Aguero might still be knocking about, Gabby Jesus, Phil Foden's knocking around. Okay, where does Mahrez fit in? Where? You want to put him in midfield? Well, we've got Bernardo Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, Rodri. Where does Mahrez? I don't see him fitting in. And if Aguero retires or leaves or whatever, and we get another striker, still, and if Aguero was to leave and we got Messi and we got a striker, still no room for Mahrez. And if Messi doesn't come and we get another striker, I feel, well, let's see how Ferran Torres does. There might be no room for Mahrez again. If I were City, I would go all out for Haaland. I know it will be difficult to deal with his agent, but City needs to go all out. Absolutely, you wouldn't get it. That watch looks like something Indiana Jones would wear. Didn't you see it the other night? I put it on the other night. Was it Blue Chan making fun of me for my leatherware? Because I've got a fair bit of leatherware, lots of leather jackets and leather bits and pieces, a bit steampunky at times. One of the Barca professional mechanics wants to bring Pep back, Mr. Roll-Up. Look, everybody remembers Pep's success. And people, that romance of Pep coming back, you can. People say things in their presidential campaigns that they don't really mean. They're just saying it to get the votes. This one, I would go for Haaland and Mbappe. I think Mbappe has to show more for me. You wouldn't get it. Queen versus King. No, I started with the other channel. I set that up with Andy, and I left after just over a year because of the betrayal that he constantly did, the bullying. I was just like, I get angry like everybody else, but I just wanted an easy life. I wanted a straightforward, do the work life. But how can you work with somebody whenever they make a mistake? It's somebody else's fault. The internet's down. That's BT's fault. I mean, blooming BT. They must have been at fault, like, 3 or 4 times a month. I don't get that. My computer's not working. That's somebody else's fault. Well, okay, my computer's lost power. I've got no battery left whilst we're outside filming and uploading stuff. Okay, but I've been asking you for months to get a battery pack so you can keep your computer charged. Yeah, but, oh no, that's not his fault. But when my battery ran out on my phone, one of the first times was it the first time I went on an away game, my battery ran out on my phone because I'd been using it for GPS, and I couldn't charge it. I didn't have a battery pack. I didn't think at the time. I got a rollicking for that. I got absolutely roasted for that. So that's why there's many good reasons to leave. Like a fool, like you're in a bad relationship, you stick around. And then I left one day, set up my own channel the next day, and unlike someone who said we put out a video every day, I do a video every day. I even did a watch along yesterday. I mean, they got 2 guys who couldn't even do a watch along. My birthday is gone. Queen versus King. Don't matter about my birthday. Jason says, I hope Messi comes to City 8th of September. Well, you'll be 18 next year, won't you? Queen versus King, is that right? Hope Haaland and Mbappe says you want to get it. Andy is Jason. He's not. Come on, guys. Let's keep it civil. Let's move off that. Has there been any talks of going back? Oh, behave, Simon. 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 I'd rather chop my fingers off and put them through a shredder and then eat them for dinner. Oh, Simon. Have you ever been with Andy? No, not since I left. Honestly, Queen versus King, it's a dead story. That's right, Jason. He'll have to self-isolate each time he travels. Not worth it unless he dedicates his career to Europe City. Well, self-isolate only if this is still going, which it looks like it will be. I will tell Mahrez in the summer to wait for Mbappe. Tommy City should definitely cash in on Mahrez next summer. Mbappe is going to Madrid. Mark my words, says Faris. More than likely, Madrid or Liverpool for me. In bed costs loads. I don't know what that means. He would cost 200 million. I would take Haaland over Mbappe for sure. Would you rather have Haaland or Messi? Haaland, Tommy, in the long run, Messi in the short term. Brad spent big on Kane. Honestly, he turns up being big games. Same with Haaland. Hi, Blue Chan. Hope you're well, buddy. Tottenham will never sell Kane to City. Haaland has City ties. He'll be coming home. Well, we'll see. It's true. It's not guaranteed. What am I? Do I think City are improved from last season? It's too early to tell, Simon. You've got to look at it. We're only 9 games into the season. We've had 5 league games, a couple of Carabao Cups, a couple of Champions Leagues. So we've had 9 games. So it's too early. It's really too early to tell. But it's not guaranteed that he would come to as far as true. It's not. But that's why City needs to go all out. Mendy needs to go. Well, I think what Sam Lee said, Mendy would have been sold last summer if he wasn't injured and we had a buyer who pays salary and take his wages off our books. But what I'm doing, I've had obviously City. We've heard that City are interested in Patson Daka. Now Patson Daka is really, really good. Patson Daka, from what I've seen, from the YouTube videos I've seen, and I talked to a couple of analysts today about Patson Daka, and hopefully they'll be on the channel this week or this weekend. I'm actually shooting a video on Saturday with Mac, who watches Austrian football, and I've got another analyst hopefully I'm filming with him on Friday. So about Patson Daka. Now Patson Daka, yeah, he's what, 20? Is he the one that's 21? He's not too old, Patson Daka. Okay. He's 22 now. Sorry. He's 20. He turned 22 in October. I can't keep up with people having birthdays. But he's playing at Red Bull Salzburg, and his current season last season he played 31 times in the league. Well, it's okay. It's the Austrian Bundesliga. He's got 24 goals. Okay, Europe, he played 8 times. He only got 1 goal. So the step up to European football was a bit more difficult. Yeah, in the domestic cup, 6 games, 2 goals. So domestically, he played 37 games for 26 goals. Very, very good return. Europe, that's what his stumbling block was. This season, having said that, this season, he's played 5 games in the league, 6 goals. 2 games in the cup, 4 goals. 3 games in Europe, 2 goals. He's played 10 games, 12 goals. A very, very good return. The last 2 seasons have, he's played 55 games for 39 goals. It's an excellent return. In just the league games, the last 2 seasons, 36 games, 30 goals. It's fabulous. And he's got pace to burn. He's got a lot of trickery. And he's actually very similar to another kid. He's another kid that I was talking to an analyst yesterday, okay, who said, have you seen this kid? The one who went to from Almira to Benfica, and he's been banging in the goals. And then today, a sports Italian Maxi I forgot his surname now. Anyway, Maxi Angelo, the sports journalist from the football journalist from Italian guy, he was telling everybody about this kid. So he's really, really good. Simon says, I really hope we get Messi, but I think Barcelona resigning. Look, Messi coming depends on several things. 1, the new president, the new deal that they offer him. 2, his family. They want to stay in Barcelona. They're desperate. The kids were crying, apparently. 3, the COVID situation. That controls everything. If the COVID situation continues, then I can see it's going to be very difficult for Messi to bring his family because they're going to be crying. They don't want to leave Barcelona. That's all they know. And so I think that really puts in jeopardy that move. You want to get it quite a few players need to go. Yeah, Tommy is 22. That's right. Would you keep all our forwards and wingers and midfielders? For me, Mahrez is surplus to requirements. He will be. I said it before the season. I've been on record of saying that I think Mahrez needs to step up this season or he's going to struggle to play, and I think he's good. Yes, Simon. Look, Simon. I've on the stream. I've moved on. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on from him. Yep, Faris. I said that. Well, it's exactly what I said. If Mahrez doesn't step up, get rid. Jesus, Foden, Torres, Sterling, Bernardo should stay. Says you want to get it, Mr. I'm not that. That's not what I said. Said I think him resigning now, there's a small chance because I think Messi problem he had was with the chairman and directors. He wants that. It's not just that, Simon. It's not just that because but Barcelona are rubbish. Okay, he's 33 years old. I don't know how long he's got at a high level. He's still at a high level. Let's say he's got 2 or 3 years left at this a good level. Okay. Does he want to spend that at Barcelona winning nothing? They won nothing last season. Absolutely zilch. Okay. He wants to win the Champions League again. He's going to look at it. Where have I got the best chance of winning the Champions League? City or Barca? So we don't have an interest. Absolutely, Jason. That's right. Would you take Daniel Sturridge? No blue chance. Look, his mates have been coming out and talking about him. Obviously, Mike Richards. And there's another, I can't remember the other one. Carlton Cole came out and talked about him. There's a reason. There's a reason teams don't want him. He's 31. Some say, I'll put some of the reasons out. His injury record. He's injured far too much. He wants a bit too much money. There's a problem with the betting issue where he was banned for ages. Some say he's just not good enough anymore. So, no, I don't want him. And he did the dirty on us. Who would I sell? Right now, I mean, I don't like... I'm on record about Rodri. Rodri might come good. But for me right now, I'm struggling to like Rodri and I'm struggling to like Mahrez. Oh, he played a rugby pass. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But against the team, I'll come up to you about Mahrez did. If he'd come here, he wouldn't bring his family if it's a short contract. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But the problem is, Faris, if you need to self-isolate, then that's off the table. Unless Messi comes for a season and doesn't go back to see his family. So that's the issue with the COVID situation. You know, for as long as there's going to be self-isolation when you travel, he can't come back and forth. So there's no family life. And that might end up making him stay at Barca. He could still leave because the team needs a rebuild and that needs the time. He wouldn't waste his last year's... That's it, Faris. Who did they buy this summer? They've got some exciting players. Who did they buy? They couldn't even afford Memphis Depay. Did I mean Memphis? Not Memphis. Memphis Depay. They couldn't afford the money for Eric Garcia. Now, this is a Barcelona who spent the Neymar money and went bam. You know, they paid so much money for Coutinho, so much money for Dembele, so much money for Griezmann. They're a club, when they got the money, they splash it big time. Okay, quickly. They pay way over the odds, and they couldn't stump up 20 million for Eric Garcia. So they've got financial issues. So, you know, unless they can do it from within, I mean, they might turn it around. You know, look at Bayern Munich, humiliated one season by Liverpool. Next season, they start badly, and then suddenly, bang, the world beaters. Now, yeah, but Jason, I'm talking about if Messi leaves his family in Spain and he comes here and quarantines for 14 days, he can't go back and forth. Then he won't be able to see his family again. It's a big issue. It's why we moved to France, because my wife couldn't come. You can't come back and forth and leave your family for months. Faris, it's possible, but I just don't see it with Xavi coming in. And the other club's legends, I think Xavi is the one. I think Xavi, by the sounds of it, is the one. I'd afford him, but which I'd sell none of them. None of them. This was a straight pass. You should expect that from a player like him. The thing is, okay, I'll talk about Mahrez. Now, Mahrez, it was a good pass, okay? But at the time, if you watch along, I said Marseille had given up. They weren't working hard. You could tell that. They weren't working hard. They weren't closing down properly. They were always a little bit slow then. They'd given up once we got that second goal. Okay? So they'd given up after that second goal. So he'd given up after that second goal. Okay? They'd given up, sorry. And Tommy, I can't have comments like that. Okay? I mean, you're allowed to generally put your opinions, but I'm sorry, there's a limit. There's a limit to what you're going to get away with me on this channel. Now, so Mahrez, it was a good pass, but against a team that wasn't really interested anymore, that weren't busting a gut. They weren't busting a gut. And I think that's one of the reasons. My favourite three City players, Foden, Jesus and Diaz, stopped. Yeah, let's move on. Let's do the player ratings, guys. Quickly, let's rattle through this because I want a drink. And I want to do, I haven't done my plank today. I want to do a plank after this is finished. So, Edison. Fernandinho won't extend his. I'll be shocked if Fernandinho extends his contract because Fernandinho's now his second choice behind Rodri, and he's got no chance of getting ahead of Diaz. When you got Diaz, Ake, and Laporte and Stones, Dino's got no chance. He's injured right now. He's going to be way behind. If we start turning things around now, then he's got no chance. So, hi, Harry. Hope you're well, buddy. Mr. Roller gives 7.5. Didn't have much to do. Queen versus King gives him a 6. Faris gives him a 7. And Harry gives him a 7. I think a 7 is standard. For Edison, didn't have much to do, as Mr. Roller quite rightly says. I will say this, guys, up front. You wouldn't get it, gives him a 6.5. A lot of people, I think, have gone overboard. The people who were criticising the fans who were slagging Pep off after West Ham, okay, they've come out and said, hey, we're back. We're not back. We did it against a poor side. Okay, that's right. French side were bobbins. Okay, I think you're pushing it like you can boss it. From what I hear, you passed it, man. You passed it. But seriously, Marseille didn't offer a threat. They didn't do much. And their fans are livid. Their fans are livid about that because they're so disappointed the way they just give up and didn't really do anything. So you've got to remember who you played. Simon gives Edison a 5. Some fans are so reactionary. That's what I said. So, you know, last week they were defending Pep, and this week, hey, they were saying, where are all those fans? Now, what's going to happen is if we don't get a result against Sheffield United, these people will go into hiding. So the happy clappers will go into hiding. I say I'm not a happy clapper. I try not to be a doom and gloom merchant. I try to say as I see it. I try to be objective. There is some subjectivity because there's certain players you like or whatever, but I try to be objective. Well, 5 is that he did 5 is a poor score. For me, that means you had nothing. Yeah, he might have had nothing to do, but he did nothing well. So I'm giving him a 7. Walker on the right. Walker's been one of our best players this season. Absolutely, Mark. Marseille were really poor, especially in the first half. We're still way off the pace. When you give us time and space like that, it's hard to determine. There's a band called The Mission. I won't say the full quote. And so the quote was, someone said, "Are you so?" What did he say now? You don't know is it you that are really good that makes the other team look bad, or is it the other team that's really bad that makes you look good? So we don't know where we are on that level. Against West Ham, okay, against West Ham, we could have scored 5 goals. If we scored 4 or 5 goals, we'd have said, hey, City are brilliant. And that's the truth. If we'd beaten West Ham 5-1, 99% of people would have said City are brilliant. And it's true. If Raz had scored those 2 goals and we scored another opportunity, we had 5 or 6 good chances to score. So if we scored and beaten them 5-1, we'd have all said City are back. There's a fine line between being rubbish and brilliant. Anyway, Walker 7.5 from Faris. I think Walker had a good game. Queen versus King gives Walker an 8. Harry Mills 8.5. Oh, Simon. Look, Simon, there's no negativity, Simon. Have you been watching us this season? Simon. This is not negativity. There's a difference between happy clapper, negativity, and objectivity. You go and speak to any Marseille fans. I've had loads of them, okay? Even following me on Twitter. I've had loads of Marseille fans are in agreement that they didn't do anything. They didn't stop us. They didn't pressure us. They give us too much. I said they give us far too much space and time. Gundogan, I've always said, Gundogan is world-class almost when you give him space and time. When you don't give him space and time, it's much, much more difficult. Look at West Ham. People were saying Gundogan's rubbish after West Ham. He didn't create anything. He actually created 2 great opportunities. But people were saying he wasn't creating anything. Against Marseille, he can create for fun because it was too easy, too much space and time. West Ham didn't afford him that much space and time. When you give us space and time, we look great. When you close us down, when you double team us, we don't look so good. Marseille, we're not very good. Harry gives 8.5. I'll give Walker an 8.5 as well. I think he had a good game. He made some, he showed his pace once or twice. That really helped us. The defense looks solid, Simon. Okay, here we go, Simon. Is it just for one night? Our defense. Arsenal could have scored 2 or 3 goals. Do you remember Saka had one really good opportunity, which Edison saved with his shoulder. What about Pepe's header that went wide when he should have got it on target with no one marking him? Leeds, we were all over the place against Leeds. Leicester, defence was all over the shop. So we've had 2 this season. How many clean sheets we've had? We had 1 against Arsenal, 1 against Burnley in the Carabao Cup, and against Marseille out of 8 games. Keep your powder dry. That's right. Keep your powder dry. Walker's 8 officially on City legend. Well, it's not yet for me. This is only his 4th season. They came at us a few times, but Diaz and Laporte stuffed it out. No messing around. But absolutely missed the roll up. But they didn't, they had a couple of times in the first half where they looked a bit threatening, and that was it. The team can string along a few passes in the middle. We crumble. You're quite right there. Walker 9 is an absolute machine, says Mr. Roll-Up. He deserves a rest. 8.5 from Alexandros. Let's move across to Ruben Diaz. I thought he had another decent game. You might get the odd misplaced pass, which you can accept. Okay, depends on the circumstance. It all depends. Look, an odd misplaced pass all depends on the outcome, doesn't it? If there's no negative outcome, you forget about it. If someone scores a goal like against West Ham, or when Diaz lost the ball, not West Ham, it was the Porto when he gave it away, we criticise him. Simon gives Walker a 9.5. Excellent all season. Diaz gets an 8 from Fares. We have won 2 and drawn 2, lost 1 in the Premier League. Shocking. Well, we've drawn 2 and lost 1 at 5 games. Is that right? No, we've drawn 2, sorry. So we got 8 points in 5 games. Not great. Harry Mills gives 8.5. Diaz gets a 7 from Queen versus King. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Diaz 8.5. Future captain Blue Chan looks like a good option. Diaz 8, solid game from you. Want to get it 8.5 from Mr. Roller, extremely solid. Laporte, I don't think Laporte was as good as Diaz. Laporte for me, I worry sometimes that he's got a mistake in him. I really do. and sometimes he gets a little bit too excited or angry. But decent enough. I'll give him a 7. You know, I'll give him a 7. He had a solid enough game. Diaz gets an 8 from Alexandros. Faris gives him a 7 as well. 7.5 from Harry Mills. Sloppy says Queen versus King gets a 6. Walker gets a 7 and Diaz a 7. Laporte's a 7 from Blue Chand. I don't know how to say you. Is it ooh? Gives Walker a 7 and Diaz a 7. That's why I very rarely say who said it because of that. Laporte gets a 7. We might have overrated him, to be honest. I've said that. I said the mistakes he makes. He's not as smooth silk as people think. When you compare him to Van Dijk, sorry, there's no comparison. But he's still a very, very good defender. He's only 26. He's still got time. How old's Van Dijk? 29. Laporte isn't the same as 18, 19, but that doesn't mean he's bad. But he's not great as he used to be. Faris, fair dues, yeah. Our back line was solid. We still look dodgy in defence from midfield. Yep, I agree with it. That Aaron Zinchenko didn't have a lot to do. Mostly he was attacking. I can't remember any major ricks. But he's always got a mistake in him. He's always got a mistake in him. Laporte gets a 7 there. You wouldn't get it 2 says he's definitely not bad, Faris, but I feel Ake can take his place. That'd be really interesting to see what happens to Ake. You know, do we shove him out on the left? You paid 40 million for this kid, or do you give him a chance? Zinchenko gets a 7 from Faris, 7.5 from Harry Mills. I'll give him a 7. Standard for me. Laporte isn't match fit. Give him a week or 2. Yeah, I understand that, Faris. It's his first game. Did he have a few minutes last week? Zinchenko gets a 7, almost scored a goal, no mistakes. Yeah. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but what I've said is he's got a rick in him. Ake left back says Blue Chan. That could happen. Yeah, couple of weeks. We'll see. I'll still give him a 7, but I still say I have concerns. And there's nothing wrong with having concerns. You know, I'm not slating him and saying he's rubbish. I just say he's not as good as City fans make out. 7 for, you wouldn't get it 2 for Zinchenko. Let's move into midfield. Rodri, I'll say it a million times. It doesn't do it for me, Rodri. And we'll get to Ford and Alexander. He's a forward. Rodri don't do it for me, but I knew Pep was going to pick him. Pep's going to keep picking him. I'll give him a 7. Standard for me. Not a lot to do. Maybe a 7's a bit generous because I still say defensively in the transition, he's not good enough. Rodri's not good enough for me in the transition. And that's my biggest gripe. I have 2 gripes. One, he's not great in transition. And Mr. Rowe says he had a decent game. Harry gives him a 7.5. Queen West 16 gives him a 7. Another 7 from Ooh. Simon says, in the games we have conceded, though we haven't got clean sheets, we have only conceded 1 apart from the Leicester. Our defence is improving. Simon, I'll say it again. Wolves had, I think, 3 very good chances before they scored. Neto, you know, he hit it straight at Edison when all he had to do was knock it over, was it over his head or slide it past him. They had 3 really good chances, not half chances, good chances, and they should have been putting 1 or 2 away. That's before they scored. Leeds, I don't think Leeds had a lot of chances, but we were wobbling big time in that game. West Ham had no chances back from that wonder goal. Porto could have scored another goal last week. Definitely another goal or 2. So, but it's about taking chances. Teams haven't taken the chances against us. You want to get it. Rodri gets some fairly criticised at times. True. Ake is solid man. He needs to play. Yeah. Fodders. Who's Fodders? Rodders. Rodri gets. I'm going to give Rodri a 6.5 as well. I don't like his defensive capabilities. Moving on to Ilkay Gundogan. Scored a goal. Got into some good positions. I think he had generally a decent game. And he was creative, which is what Rodri isn't. So if Rodri's not going to be creative and he's not going to be defensive, what's he there for? That's my point. Gundogan at least is creative. Fernandinho at least is defensive. They've got something. Rodri's got, not for me. Anyway, Gundogan, I'll give him a 7.5. As I said, he scored a goal. Maybe I'm a bit harsh. Harry's given him an 8. 7, I'll give him a 7.5. Because he had too much space and time. Mr. Opie had a nice game. He scored a goal. I'm giving him 7.5 partly. I'm not tight. But I just think was too easy for him. You know, I want to see what he's like under pressure again. Under pressure, he can't do that. Under pressure, he's not the same. But he was, look, I liked him ghosting into the box. That was good. Good to see. Good to see that. But obviously, City were much, much stronger than Marseille. And that gives you opportunities for people like Gundogan to ghost in the box. Rodri gets Rodri's a 50-50 man, says Aaron. Rodri gets a 7.5 from Faris. Gundogan gets an 8 from Faris. Faris giving him an 8. I give him what did I give him? A 7.5? Nah, maybe I'm a bit tight. We're getting better, Simon. We should be getting better because Ruben Dias is there, and I think he's a quality player. And I said that ever since we were linked with him. So Ruben Dias, I think, is a quality player, and I think with it's an improvement having Ruben Dias and Laporte or Ruben Dias and Ake over Garcia. Okay, in my book, and now he's here. Ruben Dias is the number 1 at right centre back. We are getting better, but in the middle, I'm not blaming the defenders here. Okay, I'm not blaming the defenders. I'm blaming the transition from when we're attacking to defending, and it happened so quickly that we never seem to get set. Mr. Roll-Up, I say as I see it, Mr. Roll-Up. You know, even in our formidable season, I kept saying we're not clinical enough. We scored a ton of goals. We're not clinical enough. I keep saying that because in the big moments, we fail to deliver. West Ham, we had look at West Ham, okay, as an example. We could have scored 5 or 6 goals and no one would have said that we didn't deserve it. I mean, Raheem had 2 not open goals. Twice he had just a goalie to beat. Yeah, twice. Okay. Other times we had we didn't control the ball. Cancelo didn't control the ball when he just had to cross it in first time to Raheem for a tap-in. Same with Mahrez. There's another couple. We had the opportunities, but we weren't clinical. And that's something I keep coming back to time and time again. Leon, look at Leon. Gabriel Jesus scores 1-1. He has a straightforward volley in my book. Just has to hit it with, hit it cleanly on target away from the keeper. And he's got a goal and he fluffed it. Raheem fluffed his open goal. When it matters, big moments, we fail to deliver. We have a very solid centre-back group this season. We can't blame them with City and not feeling absolutely when you get it. You can't blame that. Rod is a passenger, much like how Stones used to be. Sell him and bring in Manasseh. I've been saying it. Manasseh or Douglas Luiz. Fernandez replaced Ray. Don't expect. Oh, no. I don't expect anyone to replace him, but Rodri is a different kind of player. Rodri, is he still 22? I thought he was 23. I thought Rodri was now 23. But, you may... let's have... I thought Rodri was 23 because I'm sure last season I said he was 22. Rodri, 24. There you go. Faris. Rodri's 24 in June. We all know what selling is when he's one-on-one with the keeper. Alex, how you doing, mate? Staying safe. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Everybody's right. Patson Daka stats 1.2 goals per game, 0.5 assists per game. As I said, Blue Chan, he's got some great stats in Austria. That's the issue. Simon, the middle is so weak. Rodri is too slow, 6 foot, but can't do anything well. Prefer Gundogan over him. That's what I said. Remember 2 seasons ago, we were formidables. Fernandinho was out for about 10 to 12 weeks. Gundogan stepped in. What was the big deal? Gundogan stepped in and did the job. So if you can do it, if Gundogan can do it 18 months ago, why can't you do it now? When we signed Rodri, though, it was clear that he's a natural central midfielder. Yeah, but he needs players around him. He needs Gundogan to free him. Free him to do what? He's not defending. He's not attacking. When Alex, we're not clinical enough whatsoever. Other teams get 2 shots on goal. They score 2. We have 20 shots on goal and we lose. Drives crazy. Absolutely. I would give Yangel Herrera a chance as well. Says you want to get it. I think Yangel Herrera is gone. Not everything Queen versus King. I'm not right about everything, but I try and be objective. Some days I'm a little bit more pessimistic. Some days I'm a little bit more optimistic. But I try not to go overboard. Even when we scored yesterday, I didn't go crazy. I was a bit shocked. Plus, the atmosphere wasn't there. Anyway, let's keep going. We've just done Gundogan. KDB, yeah, KDB was great. 9 out of 10 for me. Overall, yes, the opposition didn't, give us much of a threat, but KDB was KDB. Brilliant? No. But outstanding in the game? Yeah. Absolutely, Aaron. I agree. He was the wrong signing, not needed. That's why. But then look at Pep. Pep did try to bring in Jorginho, same kind of player. But Douglas Luiz was the guy I wanted. Douglas Luiz to take over from Fernandinho. I think that would have been great. KDB gets a 9 from Mr. Roll-Up from Faris and Harry Mills. Tommy's out, still on about Pep. Eto was one of Barca's best players in that treble-winning side, but Pep decided to sell him. Pep didn't like his attitude. He maybe didn't like his, other, attitude or influence or whatever. Maybe he thought it was a bad influence. I don't know. But you are allowed to, you are allowed to sell coloured players, African players. You are allowed to not like them for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be necessarily the colour. 8.5 from Alex back for KDB. Aaron, why change it? Work well with the strong defence midfield. Absolutely, Aaron. I totally agree. Hey, Abdikani, nice to have you on board. I give KDB 8. So I think Rodri needs to be. Personally, he had loads of time, well enough time to waste the money. KDB gets an 8, solid. I haven't seen us do those cutbacks like that before until yesterday. Taking the low crosses inside the box. Oh, it's fantastic, Alex. The point is, City, it's those triangles. We had those triangles again yesterday. Yeah, we had those triangles. But, all right, Maris KDB wasn't a triangle, but you know what I mean. We had the fullback, like Zinchenko, working with the winger. Yeah, and that all worked. Zinchenko was like another winger. Yeah, but it all worked. Zinchenko working with Foden, it works. And Gundogan. So Gundogan kind of, let's say that was Silva role. You had Gundogan, Foden further up forward, and Zinchenko working in a triangle. On the other side, you had a bit of Kyle Walker, a bit of when Maris came on, but before him we had Sterling and KDB. So we had those triangles. We used those triangles to get behind the teams and cut the ball back. He dominated Europe, Tommy. He replaced him with a better player. Pepe's not a race. Yeah, needs to go. Rodri says Simon. KDB gets an 8 from Simon. Brilliant again. Forward line. Let's do the 3. Main forwards were Sterling. I thought he had a decent game. Playing on the right, he looked more comfortable. He looked like he had a bit more about him. He didn't have the pace he thought he had. He didn't have that pace he thought he had when he thought he could zip past that defender once. But you see, that's it. Sterling just put the ball past the defender and ran. There was no trickery. There's no step over. See, when you saw when Cancelo was on, he just, he at least tries a trick to get past the player. And it's not fast enough, and it doesn't work. 8 from Harry. I'll give him an 8. They just weren't going through the motions. Yeah. Best we played in a long time, snappy, and they all played with urgency in intention. Yeah, the tempo was up as well, Alex. The tempo was up. So yeah, I'm going to give Sterling an 8. Obviously scored a goal. He threatened a lot, that their defense. They were obviously worried about him. I think he got someone a yellow card. How would you think? I'm not happy about that, Tommy. I'm not happy. But THV is only 18, so if he believes his time will come, he'll just carry on doing his business with the under 23s. He'll be just carrying on doing his business. He's a City fan, and if he thinks, if he thinks his time will come, he'll stick it out. So yeah, any more for Raheem before I move on? I'm going to move on because I don't know where you guys are going to report on Raheem. Move on to on the other side, Foden. Foden, classy game from Foden. We got what we wanted from Foden. We got what we knew we'd get. Okay, yeah, we have a buyback on Luiz between 25 and 30 million. So we could have had him this summer or next summer. I think it's between. Someone said it was 25 this summer and 30 next summer, or it might be 25 next summer, 25 or 30. So we've got that buyback for 2 years. Queen versus King is a 7. I think that's Raheem, 8.5 from Harry. Foden, I'm going to give Foden I'm tempted to give him a 9 because I like the way he played. Always available. Always working hard. Sublime touches. So, yeah, 9 for me. Mr. Roll up so much energy at Foden is the future. He gets a 9. I'll give him a 9. That the way he got past the fella and then dinked that cross in for the second goal, I thought was really, really good. Sterling gets an 8 from Alex. An 8 from 4 from Abdikani gets he's direct and creative as well. Yeah. No, I like Foden. I like what he gives. He doesn't always give it you. You got to accept that he's 20 years old. Some games he'll be buzzing. He'll be blisteringly brilliant. All my B's in there. And some games he might be off the pace. He might make some mistakes. He's only a kid. But I was really pleased with what Foden did. Simon said Alex gives Foden a 9. He was ever all game long. Simon gives Sterling a 9. Brilliant, another goal and another great performance. I know he misses some chances, gets criticised and rightly so, but he's world class. 105 goals, absolutely. He's 3 behind. Is it 3 behind? Is it Neil Young? No, I can't remember now. Like he always starts. Yeah, let's move on. Finally, we're going to talk about your man, Ferran Torres. Extremely happy with him. Obviously, he doesn't play down the middle, but I think that playing him down the middle and letting Sterling play on the right and Foden on the left was the best option. Ferran Torres has a little bit more physicality. I think he's a bit taller than the other two. He's got the pace, and I think he's a better finisher. It looks like it anyway. He looks like a better finisher than Sterling. Now it may be. I mean, the goal he scored. The goal he scored. I like the finish. He didn't hit it along the floor, which gives a keeper that stays low a chance. He lifted it just a little bit, which is what Raheem Sterling doesn't tend to do. Raheem seems to be hitting it along the floor. So I like that. I'm going to give him an 8.5. Scored a goal, played really, really well. Foden doesn't let defenders get comfortable, says Alex, even when he's having a bad game. Absolutely, 8.5 from Harry Mills. Sterling gets an 8 from Faris. Foden gets an 8. Torres a 9. Faris dishing out the good marks tonight. Would I take Angelino back? I don't. It doesn't matter whether we would. He doesn't fit into Pep's system. Okay, when we play with the 4 at the back, Angelino doesn't fit. He's not fast enough for me. He's not as good as a defender as he should be. Playing in a 3-5-2, I think he's much, much better. Torres gets an 8. He definitely needs to start over Mahrez from now on. Yeah, I still think Pep's going to mix the two. If Torres can keep showing that every game, if he's scoring a goal every game, then Mahrez will be consigned to the bench for a long time. Alex Forzi gives Ferran an 8. His scoring instincts help get us in control. Not his natural position, but he's a great finisher, like you say. Absolutely. Look, the goal he scored against Porto, that was a good goal. Raheem can do that, okay? But it was a good goal. And the way he linked it with Foden, really appreciated that. And this goal, I think this was a goal that Raheem Sterling might struggle to score. But Ferran Torres, it's Foden or Torres. I think they both played well. 8.5. Abdi Kani gives it a tries in it. Looks like he'll get a lot of balls in the back of the net, giving chances. Absolutely. If he can. I said when he came, I like what he can do, where he can take 2 men on at once. Not scared by that, not phased, and he's going to have that if he plays that wide. And he's got a good shot on him, and he knows where the goal is. Simon gives Torres an 8.5. Brilliant, loving him so far. Starting to really get used to the league now. Pace got everything like Foden on Saturday against West Ham. Well, he's not played that much in the league, Simon. His 2 goals have been in the Champions League, but he's getting there. He'll get there. I think he'll be. The league is harder. I've seen him struggle a little bit in the league, but you've seen his pace, so he'll come good. I'm sure of that. Alex says definitely start Torres ahead of Mahrez for a few games. Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, would you? Could you? No. I mean, we'll talk about the Sheffield United game on Friday. We'll talk about who should be playing there for Sheffield United on Friday night against Sheffield United, not for Sheffield United. But that'll be really interesting. Hey guys, good 14 likes. We kicked that mob into touch. It's quite funny. Sterling has brain farts too often. He's only had an assist in the league, says Queen versus King. Right, guys, I'm just about to go. I was going to say, I did put a stream up, but you know what it's like. Somebody turned up and gave it a lot of dislikes before we'd even started the stream. So I chucked that in the bin. So somebody wasted their 5 minutes doing that, which they wasted more time than me. So that was quite funny. And hopefully one day YouTube will sort them out, because, finish on this. It's quite sad. It really is. I mean, that video, Patrick's really good video. everybody loving that video from Patrick. Everybody, okay? And this, I remember looking this afternoon, and it had, I think it had about 20 likes, no dislikes, okay? I went off to do some cycling. I come back half an hour later. It must have been only half an hour. 12 dislikes. Now, how does that happen? And it stayed at 12. Here's the thing. It stayed at 12. It not, so nobody dislikes it out of 20 likes, no dislikes, and a lot of views. And suddenly within 30, 40 minutes, 12 dislikes. And that's not budged, even though the views are still going up on that video from Patrick. So I think you know what I'm talking about. It is boring, and but children will be children. Kids, kids. They have been in the Champions League, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Alex, these young kids, Foden, Diaz, Torres, they bring an awesome spark to the team with that young energy. That's what I say. That's what I kept saying. When you play a false nine, well, that's pretty bad, Faris. I'm glad I didn't watch that game. When you play, that's what I'm saying. When you play false nine, I mean, yes, Mahrez has done it, and we've done well in one game. But the problem is, lost me way there. The energy. Mahrez doesn't keep giving you the energy all the way through, and these kids, they're hungry. That's the difference. Mahrez is like walking around in his, I am 29 years old. I won the league. I was top dog at Leicester. You know what I mean? I'm Riyad Mahrez. Maybe I don't need to run that hard. You know what I mean? But these kids really, really want to make it happen. Torres is 20. He knows he has to shine and take his chances when he's given them. Foden, he's a Man City fan. He'll give it everything all the time. Okay. So, and Sterling, well, Sterling's miles above Mahrez anyway, but Foden and Torres, they're kids who want to show what they can do, display what they can do, showcase what they can do. And because of that, they're giving the energy, and Mahrez doesn't give you the same. Would you consider playing through at the back with Diaz, Laporte, and Ake or Walker? Absolutely, Wasser. It depends on the game. We can change things up depending on the game. Torres, last couple of games, Burnley, he got a goal and an assist. Leeds, he got an assist. Porto, he got a goal, and last night he got a goal. So 3 goals and 2 assists. He's getting there. He's only getting. Yeah, that's what I said. But I've said, guys, you're preaching to somebody who's said it since the start of the season. I said even before the season started that I think Ferran Torres, as I said, I went on a big. Dead foot. Okay. And I said, I think this is going to be Mahrez. It could well be Mahrez's last season if he doesn't step up. Because for not only has he got Ferran Torres, but at his heels, yeah, he's got Ferran Torres chasing him. And if we get Messi, where does that leave Mahrez? So I said that. So it's not something, not knee jerk. It's not something new that I think Ferran Torres will be great. I said it from the out. Sheffield is a must win. I need to, I won't say batter them. I just want to win, Mr. Roll Up. It's all that matters. If we drop points on the road again, look what we've done. We dropped points at Leeds, we dropped points at West Ham, and we dropped points at home against Leicester. So we've got to get that momentum. We've got to get that consistency, and we've got to get that fear factor back. Sheffield United would look at City. On one hand, they'll say we can get at them. Wolves got at them. Leicester got at them. Leeds got at them. Yeah. They'll look at that and say we can get at them, but also they'll look at the game against that we've just played against Marseille and say City were really good. So they will be a bit nervous and apprehensive as well. And we've got to play on that. We've got to beat Sheffield United. Then we've got to beat Olympiacos. We've got to beat Liverpool if we can, or at least don't lose to Liverpool. And we've got to show that we mean business. And then you get your authority back. Against Marseille, I'll tell you this now. We beat Marseille before kickoff. We beat Marseille before kickoff because they give us too much respect, space, and time. And they give us that before kickoff. Before kickoff, right from the first minute, that's what you could see. And they were, in awe of us. Too much respect, okay, and too much fear. We used to have that in the formidable season, and even more so in the Centurion season because we were just winning games. Was it 18 on the bounce? 18, 19 on the bounce. We just kept winning games. So people, they were losing games before they stepped on the pitch because they thought we were going to steamroller them. Get that back. Every game is a must-win, says Faris. Says we need to hit that form as soon as possible. If we get to the levels of 18, 19, we win the league. Simple. Yeah, absolutely. We need that winning mentality back. Yep, guys, right. I'm going to hit the road. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday. Just a normal stream tomorrow night. I think we'll win on Saturday, says Simon. And DS brings that mentality. Absolutely, Faris. So tomorrow will just be a normal stream. I'm filming tomorrow. I'm supposed to be filming for Everton, the women's game, and then I'm supposed to be hopefully filming on Friday. Well, I was trying to film tomorrow for Sheffield United, but I'll try and get that done if I can. And if I do it tomorrow, I'll get it out tomorrow. Guys, look after yourselves. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. See you around, Blues.